Is that your calling to bring life into the world?
I think so. Even if like I biologically like will struggle to do that, I think just being in the room and supporting someone who's going through that and like supporting their partner and like, being there and being like a trusted person is like it's just like so beautiful because I'm just like, wow, like you really trust me right now. Like, but I'm
At the most vulnerable moment any woman is ever at is literally bringing life into the world. You're pushing a whole nother human, nigga. This is gonna be the reason why we continue to be. And you're pushing this human out, and to be somebody in that process, regardless if it's you, if you're helping, if you're no matter where you are in that room or where you are on that whole realm of how this next human came to be, like, it's beautiful.
Yeah, and it's like really hard on like people who are like giving birth or like trying to, because like I would just be like, fuck.
It look rough. It look bad. Okay, hold on. We finna get into it in a minute. Hold on. I'm here with my girl Kemi, man. Hey, thank y'all for tapping into Nothing But a G Thang right here, man. We be doing our thing. It'd be fun. It'd be fun as hell. But I'm here. I got my whole Kemi. She's an artist in a whole bunch of different accents of the word, right? A doula, brings people into life. A community member, an activist, like somebody who really be outside and really wants to help folks, man. I want y'all to, hey, this is my girl Kemi right here, man. Give her some, let's give her some love in here. Let's get some love in here. Let's get some love in here.
I really appreciate that intro.
We are who we are.
I really do. And are. It's like, yeah, I knew I wanted to do birth work from the time I was like in 4th grade.
You was in 4th grade and you realized that you wanted to.
I told my mom that I was going to do it, and she was like, you don't even know what that is. And I was like, I don't have to like know. I just know that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And like anytime there were like pregnant folks around me, I used to be like, I know what your baby is.
Oh.
And I used to like there's like this one parent in particular. He was pissed because he was like, no, it's a boy. And I'm like, I don't know, it's a girl and you should name her after me.
Did he?
No, he did not name her after me.
He was a hater.
He was not going. But I'm just like, I don't know. Oh, I guessed it correctly. Like, damn, I don't get anything.
Just give me some credit just for guessing it correctly.
But I don't know.
I got it right. I knew what I was doing.
Listen, but I don't know. Growing up, hearing my mom's birth story and like hearing my own birth story and just like some of the mysticism behind it, just like as my mom was like in small ways revealing her gifts to me, I was like, girl, do you know we're like superheroes? Like in my mind, I was like, what? Grandma was a superhero.
Okay.
Like, what do you mean? She like physicsed it out without any like necessarily like any like American quote unquote education.
Black women are superheroes.
Period.
But not in a way where, see, this is the problem though. Because Black women are superheroes, the world tries to treat them like they shouldn't have feelings, they shouldn't feel pain. They should, you know what I'm saying? They go to the hospital and they don't get the same kind of pain management. They don't get the same, because y'all are superheroes. And but at the same time though, no, you need to be taken care of.
Hello. I feel like the superhero or like the superpower really comes with like the intuition and like the being in tune with one's body and like not sort of like, and also being in tune with like the land and our ancestors, even if we don't necessarily know we are.
Yeah.
Or at least for me, because like we've all been in the kitchen a few times trying to make a new recipe.
I've been in the kitchen making recipes. I know how to cook.
You know what I mean? And it's like, you're like, damn, it's missing something. And then like you think of an ingredient.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you're like, damn, this shit busting.
Yeah.
Like this was the missing piece. Yeah, but I feel like it's like that, but on 10. Especially like when your portal is open, because I feel like when it comes to like birthing now, the mysticism and the spiritualism and just like the symbolism all together, like this woman this birthing person is essentially like whoever they were before they in a way sacrificed their body in order to bring in a new body, a new life, a new spirit into this world. And yes, we know energy is not created nor destroyed. So we could even go as far as saying like a new ancestor is being born again. So it's like when we sacrifice our body for an ancestor to come and be born again, you know, no matter how we identify, once you go through that process, who you were before that transmutation of sorts is no longer there. You know, you are no longer that person after you go through that process. Even, I would dare I say, even during the pregnancy, you're like kind of grieving the person who you were before you like were spiritually, emotionally, and even physically connected to another being, so much so that your brain literally shifts and change. Your body won't get rid of their DNA from your body for like maybe like 5 to 7 years, depending on, you know, how things are working out. And you're like,
but
you know,
but at the same time though, like, this is why I disagree when people say energy can't be created or it can't be destroyed, because I think women create energy all the time. Women are energy creators. That's how another, like you said, another ancestor was being born. This is somebody who is going to be somebody's ancestor one day. It's not somebody coming out that's going to be your kid. No, this is going to be somebody's ancestor. Somebody that they going to talk about forever at some point.
Yeah.
You know, in a whole long line of people.
And in this day and age, we'll have pictures of.
Yeah.
And we'll be able to like point them out in different pictures.
It's that technology aspect of it now. Huh?
So it's like now ancestors can truly and will truly live forever.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, I think it's very beautiful, although it can also be like a painful reminder, but it's also just like a strong, it like, for me at least, it's like, wow, it'll be a little easier to venerate and to like appreciate and get to know my ancestors and see them as like people who have like lived a human experience.
Yeah.
And in some way are used to the struggles of what it's like being human, because it's like, even if I didn't watch you live life, I know you went through a life, if not like, if it wasn't harder than the life that I'm currently living, then you at least understand like a fraction of what I've gone through when I'm sitting here talking to you.
Yeah. So also being a doula, somebody who else bring life into the world, you also are an artist, right?
Yeah.
You are a musician in a way, like you sing, you rap, you do a whole bunch of, like, you are an artist. You use your talents, your gifts to give to the world. Does that play a part in it? Like, as far as like when you bring life, how much of that comes into your artistry?
100% of it.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of the time it's hard for me to collaborate or to even like pick a producer, because like a lot of times I hear the beat and the words in my head, because if I'm writing the lyrics, it's because I've already heard the whole song. I've already performed it. If it wasn't in this realm or the next, like even IRB, like the whole purpose of that song was literally like I was astral projecting, and I just kind of was caught in the middle of this like a revolution of sorts in another dimension.
Okay.
And I was just sitting there like, this is so cool. You know, God body is kind of the same way, even if it's like a totally different feel, where it was like I was in like a partying mood, not necessarily even a partying mood, but I was just like in a really great mood. I was like, wow, like I'm really feeling myself. I'm like, what if I wrote and I did something and I wanted to use like a specific beat, and I was like, oh yeah, this beat like makes me feel good, because like, and it was just like a boom, 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 but just like that heartbeat, and like, or I guess more so like the BPM like had me excited. I was like, ooh, I could hear something.
Sometimes it is just the beat though. When you hear that, yeah.
Just like the bare bones of it.
But hold on, Kemi, hold on. That's also the reason why, like, you can make some real spiritual music as an artist, but then you could also make some shake your ass music as an artist, and they both hit nigga the same way. Like it's anybody and everybody. Like I know some singers who can sing ballads, but you will never really hear they ballads because the only thing you're gonna listen to is when they hear that beat and it's like, oh, I want to do this song right here now.
Listen, because that beat will get you going. I love the science. I love the science of it all, honestly. Okay. I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm like, not you controlling the dance floor with the BPM. You got everybody like, oh, okay, what's this? Then you raise it up a little bit. You're like, oh, okay, what's this?
Yep.
What's that? And now everybody dancing. Now everybody is.
I DJ, and so it's the same kind of the rhythm. Sometimes people just want to shake their ass wherever you at. Sometimes people want to actually hear something worth listening to. And so you can DJ a rooftop party that's like a you know what I mean? Like people are here to vibe, and the music that's being played is going to be like, you know what I'm saying? Like this kind of vibe. And then you can DJ a whole club where you just got to be like, hey, shake that. Hey, shake that. You know what I'm saying?
No, literally.
But depending on who can make that type of music, how they resonate with it, that's what really makes it what you want to listen to.
It's like the duality of it all.
Yeah.
And it's like not one person has to be one way rigidly. You know? Just like you say, you got some singers who you know some people who could sing the fuck out of some ballads, but name a ballad. Like ask somebody in the club to name a ballad. They're not trying to name a ballad right now. They're trying to name a Sexy Red
ballad in a club. If I was in a club and I played Sam Cooke.
Oh.
Or you in a club and you play some Nina Simone.
Oh.
That's not going nowhere right now. That's not doing that. That's not what it is. But then also you can play that at different, but then also it's a lot of artists that how much of your ancestors do you tap into when you make your music?
I feel like all of them and all the time. And I tap into my different spirit guides and just like the different artistic beings that I've connected with before they passed, who in some way have found their way to me. And so like they're my like really cool like friends, and they're my really cool, they like give me guidance, and they're like, oh wait, what if you put this right here? What if you put that right there? I'd be like, yo, that's sick as fudge. Cause it's like for me,
sick as fudge.
Yes, okay. You know, I'm like, what the? You know, like sometimes I'll cuss, but other times I'm just like, I'm like in awe of just like the relationship, and I'm like constantly reminded of just like the mutual respect that's given, and so, like, you know, kind of sort of like my elders, like you're my. At some point, you know, these folks who I've like given energy to, I've given a sort of like, you know, I've given you a plate, I've given you a sort of offering, I've acknowledged you. They become a sort of transcended master of sorts. And whatever it is, they're in my space to teach me. I'm welcome. I'm open. I'm welcome to that.
So what I look at sometimes when it comes to like the grand scheme of things, there are people that come as a comedian. I'm a comedian. I run around. I be telling jokes to people and shit. And it'd be fun, right? But I also take inspiration from my ancestors when it comes to these jokes. Nigga, this shit didn't come from me. It came from me sitting around at my grandma's house and watching her argue with my grandpa. You know what I'm saying? It came around from me sitting down at the domino table at my house and watching Bird, my step pop, and him, you know what I'm saying? Him arguing with his partners and they playing dominoes and doing and giving life. And then me being somebody growing up and doing it. But there's also another aspect of it where what you see and what you hear.
Yes.
Right? So you got TV, you got movie stars and all these other folks. And so as it comes to it,
jokes.
Who did you grow up like watching as far as like, but not, you know, as singing and being an artist in that way, as being a performer in that way, who did you watch growing up that was like, oh, I love their style, I love their energy?
Oh man, I'm be honest. So growing up, I don't think I really knew English.
You didn't?
No.
Okay.
So it's like I used to watch a lot of things, but like especially as an adult and like knowing English, I've been trying to reclaim some of the things that I would watch as like a preteen and as a teenager, who I would like draw inspiration from, because like I had no idea. I will say I drew a lot of inspiration from books, because like books are really how I learned English and like kind of really learned how to like structure my grammatical.
What did you grow up speaking?
Haitian Creole.
Haitian Creole. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like, that was my shit. Like, and I
So hold on, you was in elementary school and you were speaking like, did you go to school when you was a kid?
I did.
Okay, and you spoke Haitian Creole and you didn't understand half of that shit they were saying.
I was trying.
You was trying?
I was really trying.
Oh.
I didn't understand. I was really trying.
Now, where were you?
I was in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Indianapolis, Indiana.
But I was also like learning English with my mom. But like I will say, I do think that I picked up English like once I got like the verbal aspects of it. Oh, it was like if you wrote something out, I could respond to you like if I wrote it out.
Yeah.
Like as a writer, me English writing, an English paper hate to see me. An English paper will hate to see me because I asked me to verbalize.
But you can write it.
Yeah, I used to stutter real bad in class. I would like always read in my head, and so like I can hear the English in my head, and so it's like it feels like a weird switch. It's like okay, so it's like it comes in my ears, I hear it, and then I have to translate it very fast from like English to Creole, and then back from Creole
like
to
even
English.
Still today.
Yeah.
But when I talk to you though, you don't seem like you need that.
I know because I've like gotten quicker at it.
Okay.
I still read. Like I at this age I like intentionally challenge myself to like read and watch videos that I wouldn't normally watch. So I'm like constantly like learning more English words and like what they mean and how to use it. And also just like, I don't know, also being in like a hospital setting. I've worked in multiple hospital jobs. I've been in school for a while. So I feel like all of that kind of contributed on top of like whatever reading that we were doing. Because we were writing and like reading and making essays and stuff like that for my mom.
Yeah.
Before we even really like could like say the words out loud.
Oh, so your mom she had you writing.
Oh, yeah, she did not play. You were going to the library. You're picking out 3 books. You were going to read it out. You were going to write an essay about what the book was about, and you were going to present it to my mom. And after that, we were going to go back to the library and get 3 more books and do the exact same thing.
That's good.
Oh, yeah, my mom did not play. That's why my siblings, none of us play about our books. I remember, I think one time I got in trouble. She tried to take my phone away. I was like, I don't care. I think she started to take my Kindle away. I about cried. I said, my Kindle?
Hold on, wait. She said, I'm going to take your phone. You was like, I ain't tripping. She said, I'm going to take your Kindle. You was like, no, oh my God. I might fight you, mama.
Like right now in this seat, I almost have tears in my eyes because yes, I remember this like it was yesterday. I said my Kindle. I had just downloaded some more books too. I was
what kind of books do you read now? Now that you grown, we grown people.
Okay.
Yeah, I can tell you the kind of books I read. I'm a reader too. I like to read.
Right.
But I'm an autobiography reader. I'm somebody who reads. I read shit that it's not. I don't like fantasy. I'm not somebody who wants to
see. I
don't care what's in somebody's made up brain. I want to know what you really
okay, but have you read any of Octavia Butler's?
No.
The Parable of a Sawyer. That's all I'm gonna say. If you read that right there, Black fantasy right there, and it even
The Parable of a Sawyer.
The Parable of a Sawyer.
Okay,
that right there.
You got to give it to me because you got to
listen. And the thing is, I'm pretty sure I have the the full copy, but I also have the graphic novel.
Okay.
And at first I was a little skeptical because it was also one of my first times dipping my toes into like that type of literature. And the way it felt to see like Black characters experiencing like a Black ass life, but like in a whole nother setting, and like the way it kind of inspires you like to like imagine a world where you could potentially like be safe all the time and make the rules. And like the way reading Black authors in general, especially the fantasy authors, like children oh fudge, I can't think of the name right now.
This is my thing. I cannot stand fantasy books.
Well, what type of fantasy are we talking about?
Anything that comes from somebody else's brain. Like I can't read Lord of the Rings. I don't know. I can't even look up. Give me a fantasy book that you might think sounds good to you, and it's gonna sound like trash to me.
Okay, so like, but you don't like the idea of, I don't know, not the idea, but like things where it's like, okay, like if the end of the world is here and it's nothing but you and your Black ass community.
I do like that idea. Looking
the
forward
Parable
to the
of a Sawyer.
The Parable of a Sawyer. Okay,
I'm telling you,
you might got me on this one because I might have to look at that one
because I told you I was a little skeptical.
Yeah.
I too was skeptical, and then I read that, and I was just like, and it also like highlights the youth in a whole nother light, where it's like the youth, because they're not like also so like ingrained into what it used to be, what it could be, and how it is now. It's just like the way they're able to, at least in this book, like the way they are able to envision a world and envision a God or like a creator, even in the worst of times, to like, whether it's to connect to God or just to connect to oneself and to like, you know, not go into despair, you know, especially if we're talking about the end of times. Shit's fucked up. People don't got food. People don't got water all around you. You know, like straight genocides and things like that, like realities that people are actively living right now. You know, you look at the Parable of the Sawyer and you're just like, wow, this person was like, I'm going to venture into the unknown. And this notebook and this story is my story. And if I were to be, you know, joined by other people and they wanted to follow me or they wanted to click up with me, these are the very few rules or the very few things that I would share as, this is what I believe.
This is what I will give to the world.
This is what our community will give back to the world. You know,
it's like somebody writing their version of the Bible in a way. Yeah, exactly. Because I think about this, like the Bible is not fulfilled yet. Because if somebody who ever reads the Bible knows that, nigga, Revelation is a thing for a minute because it hasn't came yet. And so it's literally the same kind of concept of this book being written of my people throughout time. Yeah.
Literally. And then it's like, I also feel like a book like that does wonders for folks who have like religious trauma and for like, you know, the people who like were like looking for Bible verses today and can't find them because they're disappeared. Or like, you know, can't afford a Bible, you know, this, that, and the third. This is a book that kind of gives hope to that sense of, even if they destroyed every Bible as you know it and tried to convince you of another God, you know that your creator, your God, the person that you wake up every day and you're like, I want to be more like, would at least grant this, this, and this. Because if this is your God, you know that at least this is at least what they would want for you. And anything outside of the promises that were made is not the work of.
It's not right.
But, you know, simply the presence of the work.
Yeah.
Because just because you don't see the work in front of your face doesn't mean it's not happening.
I know. I don't know. I just like literally reading from people who already existed. and who can explain, even if they explain like the future, what they see for the future. I like that too. But I like to know from people's personal experience. So autobiographies are something that I like to read.
Yeah.
I like to read stories about folks who've been here and have done it. I really don't like to understand or try to understand what's in somebody's brain and how they think life is.
And that's understandable. And I'm guilty of, like, aside from a few autobiographies, like if we're talking about real life things and stuff, I'm good for watching an ocean documentary.
Oh God,
I love watching shit about the whales, about the dolphins, about the penguins. Like if I wasn't like kind of in the realm of like human care, I definitely believe that like marine biology would have been.
No, that's a whole different thing because we don't even know what the fuck is under the ocean.
I know, but like the way,
we have no clue.
The way I would want to be a deep water diver, diving, figuring it out. Like, hear me out.
Okay.
I got my little tank on.
But then I would want to know from somebody, have you ever done it before?
Hell no.
Okay. So this is what I'm talking about when it comes to books. I want to know somebody who done it, not somebody who's talking about what they would do if they could.
I watch them as they do it. They got that little cameraman go to the bottom. Listen, if I got a cameraman go to the bottom of me and I can make it to a documentary, you best believe I better survive because I'm going to come back and I'm going to haunt you.
Would you going to put on some scuba gear and get your ass down there?
I would 100% train unless there are mermaid sightings in that area. I would have to respectfully decline because who knows? Maybe I would disappear and join the mermaids.
I think you picked already though.
I know I did. But I didn't though.
You didn't? Okay.
I didn't. If I go into the water, I might change my mind. And y'all might not ever see me again. And here I am doing backflips with my siren friends. like going, join me. Like to sailors on boats and shit.
You go to Lost City, Atlantis, and you going to stay there.
Okay. And I'm bringing back I'm meeting my sailor quota.
You ain't coming back.
I'm meeting my billionaire quota too. I'm like, there's a submarine. God. Like 7 clicks that way, girl. Like, I'm like, I heard there was billionaires on boat.
Kemi. This is life. But at the end of the day, though, like, you know what I'm saying, as an artist, I know we go through everything. Who would you say that you watched? I asked you this question before, but who would you say that you watched, like, outside of the people you knew? The people ask me all the time, who are your favorite comedians? You know, you get that question when you do interviews and shit. You just walk around doing people. Who's your favorite comedians? And I be like, nigga, you don't know them.
Amen.
Nobody knows them. It was my grandma. It was this nigga James. This nigga was 400 pounds. This nigga used to talk shit. They called him Baby Boy. Big ass nigga. We used to play dominoes and shit with my step-pop and shit. And he was cool. One time this nigga passed out in the living room in front of the refrigerator. I was a teenager at the time, right? But they got so lit playing dominoes. They was having a good time. He might have went to get something, but he went to sleep on the floor, but he's 400 pounds. Who's gonna move this 400-pound nigga? He can't wake him up. He's drunk sleep.
That's only
you can't wake him up.
You would have to see.
Man, I came downstairs as a kid because I went upstairs, but they was playing. I went to go get in the refrigerator. I couldn't get into it because his fat ass was right in front of the fucking refrigerator, and I was so irritated because I wanted to, but I couldn't move him. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it was hard for me to move. I couldn't pick him up and put him somewhere, so I couldn't have a midnight snack. As a kid that day, I couldn't. I was like about 15, 16. Couldn't move him. But at the same time, he ended up passing away.
Oh,
he passed away. And I fell asleep at that nigga funeral.
You said payback.
Hey, no, I love you to death. I was in my 20s at this time. I had a long night before.
Listen,
I was at his funeral, and I was sitting right next to my mama, and I fell asleep. I was tired. They was preaching and doing whatever there. And my mama said, she can't wake me up telling me, you snoring. I said, this nigga. And when I woke up, I said, man, fuck you. They got to get that snack. Yeah. That one time, I remember when I was 15,
I was trying to get my
big
snack.
ass fell asleep before that. But he was one of the funniest persons I ever met in my life. And so that way was that way of us, you know what I'm saying, communicating. He used to pick on me. I was a kid. He was 400 pound, big ass nigga. And he not pick on me in that way, but just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
One time we pulled up and we just in the car driving, and I'm 15, I think, at this time. And he a grown ass man. And we seen this group of people and they talking. And this lady, she was probably like 22, 23. And he's like, hey, look at my neck. I'm shy as a motherfucker at this point. Right? Because I'm like 14, 15. And it's a grown ass woman. I don't know how to talk to her. He's like, look at my nephew back there. Ain't he cute? Hey, talk to him. Hey, Dre. Hey, Dre, look, she want to talk. And he put me on the spot in that way. It was like, talk to her right now. And she was very cute. And I wanted to, but I didn't know what the fuck I was supposed to do in that moment. But he was one of the ones, he just fucked with me every time. So I fell asleep at his funeral. Fuck you. They pay back. But that's the kind of answers that bring me my comedy. So when people tell me like, hey man, who you get your comedy from? Nigga, this nigga baby boy, nigga. I don't give a fuck about. And so in your life, who give you your music? Who give you your essence?
So my music started with more of a classical background. I played viola in orchestra, and I would say my uncle really inspired that for me. I really love my uncle. My first concerts were going to see my uncle. Even now as an adult, I've seen him in Portland whenever he comes to Portland. And like, I just love my uncle. Like, you know, he was the first artist, I guess, that like inspired me. And like, even when I discourage myself, I'm like, you know how close to greatness you are? Like, your little uncle has been to the Grammys. So like, just chill. You're closer than you think, even if you think that you're not. Yeah. And if you think that you're extra, then don't. But then also, I think I'm very theatrical. And so like, that would also come from like someone I consider my godmom. Her name is Karen. I call her Miss Karen, Mama Karen. Like, I consider her my godmother. And I've been in her play, The Black Snowflake, since I could memorize a line.
Okay. And so you've done theater acting or that kind of, okay.
Yeah. And like one of the last like memorable shows, like I remember doing, we were at the Madam C.J. Walker Theater in Indianapolis, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like I love theater. I love being expressive. And so it's like, if it's not my music, then it's my makeup. If it's not my makeup or my music, then it's like whatever I'm choosing to wear. If it's not that, then it's whatever's coming out of my mouth. Like, expressing myself is genuinely, you know, it's more than just like, I guess, a coping mechanism. It's just like how I continue to be an open book in a world that kind of encourages a sort of disconnection. And especially like since like COVID has like really taken over a lot of our culture, and like we're masking and we're distancing, and, you know, folks are getting sick, and, you know, we're having to really be more attentive and like really more careful around our community members who have autoimmune disorders. You know, like the art of communicating with each other and like doing it in a genuine way, at least for me, I feel is like lost.
That makes a lot of sense, because how many languages you speak?
Oh, 3.
3 languages. Communication is something that you literally had to grow up navigating. Because you have been around people who you didn't understand, like your whole life. Like, even no matter just because different languages, I'd say different verbiage than you do. Yeah. And so you have to learn how to understand how I speak. I have to learn how to understand how you speak. And so that makes sense.
100%. I tell all my friends, even as we're like reintroducing ourselves to each other. Yeah. I don't think people talk about like the transition from, oh, I've known you since we was little kids, to no, we're adults now.
Yeah.
You know, like that very first, you know, encounter that you have with like some of your childhood friends where you're like, okay, you thinking too much of the person who couldn't beat your ass.
Oh, okay. When you got stronger, you start
or not even necessarily
you a bully.
Stronger.
Kemi, stop
I'm not a
me.
bully.
You a bully.
I'm someone who am now comfortable asserting myself.
Okay.
And so like going from being more so like people pleaser vibes to like like that.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how it makes you feel, people are kind of like, oh. And I'm just kind of like, yeah, I know. Like, I used to not say shit like that.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. But like, also not sorry because I want to keep being your friend. So we can't be sorry for saying what we don't like, right?
Exactly. It is what it is.
Amen.
But yeah, you a bully.
I'm not a bully. I think it's just the Haitian passion.
Okay.
I think it's the Haitian passion.
And that's what they be calling bully sometimes. Sometimes they call you a passion bully. I'm telling you, I get that all the time. I'm a big dude. Don't get me wrong. I'm a large human being. So I walk down life and I do what I do. And anytime I get passionate about what I'm saying, people get afraid. And I'm like, nigga, just because I'm passionate about what I'm saying don't mean I'm going to punch you. Like, I'm not going to kill you because of that. But what I'm saying is, I'm saying it with my chest. I should be able to do that.
But okay, so it's like saying it with your chest. I think sometimes people feel us and then feel our ancestors come behind us and they get a little threatened or like intimidated.
Okay.
You know,
is the passion of ancestors?
I think a lot of it is because if you think about it, I'm first gen born here.
Mm-hmm.
So like whichever ancestor I came here to like really help elevate and like, you know, receive gifts that they...
You be cussing people out in Creole sometimes?
Sometimes, absolutely, 100%.
Ooh,
I've done it at work before.
That's going to scare the fuck out of people.
And it does. And honestly, I'm trying to get even scarier with it. Okay. I'm trying to carry around like flour and blow it at people like it's a voodoo hoodoo movie.
Oh, don't do it.
I know. And then start yelling at them in Creole. It's going to fuck them up for life. No, it's just flour. And they're going to be scared of shit. But it'll teach people not to fuck with me. Because at least I didn't have to beat your ass and go to jail.
This Creole woman put a curse on me one time. And that's why I do what I do now.
Exactly.
No. You do what you do now because you're being an asshole for no reason.
Exactly.
Seen it in you. Everything you got coming to you was supposed to come to you in the first place.
Exactly. Yeah. Hello, bing dong. Fuck your life. What they say? Bing bong. Fuck your life. Because some people aren't scared enough. Some people don't believe in karma enough. So sometimes, when you encounter the asshole, you gotta do the most non-violent, scary shit that will have them and just like.
And they're going to grow up thinking it's because you blew that flower in their face.
Exactly.
That's the reason why they curse.
And now they got to be a good person.
They
got to be a good person to everybody or else that curse will activate.
That curse is going to activate again. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I'm just saying.
Oh, that's good teaching.
The world would be a better place.
Teach them what it is.
I'm just saying.
Kemi, we got to get out of here. We got to get out of here. It's been a long day. Hey,
it has been.
Before we go, you got any tattoos?
I do.
You got tattoos?
I do.
What's your... Okay, let me tell you. Give me your first tattoo and then your favorite tattoo.
My first tattoo was like a tribute to, I would say like a failed, like not necessarily...
What is it?
Like a son. Like one of my sons.
Your son?
Mm-hmm. Who's
your
not
first tattoo?
Here. Yeah.
Okay, bet. Okay.
I got his name.
Okay.
And like I've been thinking about like spicing it up.
Okay. No, okay. Now this is a question. I don't want to be controversial, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
But was it like a miscarriage?
Yeah.
Okay, bet. Okay, that makes sense now. Okay. So you had him. He was already in the womb. He was being born, and you fell for him. And what was his name? Gonna be
Stephen.
Stephen?
Yeah.
Okay. So you got Stephen.
Yeah.
All right, bet. Shout out to them. Okay.
Yeah, that's my dude.
Yeah.
Roll dogs, for real.
All day, every day.
He's literally one of my favorite like encounters of my entire life. Like he all that people pleasing shit went out the window with him, like with the viciousness. He was like, because he was all about me. And I was like, what do you mean you all about me?
Yeah.
He's like, no, we gotta be all about you. What do you need?
Yeah.
Nigga? I was like, what do you mean? What do I need? What do you need? And then maybe I'll know what I need. He's like, no, what do you need? Because when you get what you need, I get what I need.
Right.
Hello? And I was like, oh.
What you need?
Exactly. I was like, damn. And so like that was my first. And my favorite, I would say, is the one on my thigh, actually. Okay. Because I want to revamp this one. It's like no longer like my favorite because I'm like, I see the vision of what I'm cooking up. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, wait till you see this.
So what is that on your thigh?
The one on my thigh is this femme with an afro, and she's like kind of like, instead of like a stripper pole, she's like kind of dancing on the moon.
Okay.
And like hanging from the moon.
Yeah.
And so it's like kind of, for me, it's like a play on one of my most common / favorite tarot cards, just like the Hanging Man, just kind of like constantly like in the flow of where the universe wants us to go, like in total submission in a way. Like that's for me what the Hanging Man, when it comes up in like readings for me, it just means total submission to, you know, the universe, to the energy that I've put out, to the karma, to like the total, like everything outside of my control, just submission to everything outside of my control, while also pulling into like the sensuality of like my nature, and just like, you know, like you don't always have to be like, you know, working and grinding to pay your bills and this, that, and the third. Like just like a constant reminder, especially because most of the time when I see it, it's because I'm like in shorts or like in a dress or in a skirt. It's like a constant reminder, like it's okay to just like fun, and to just and to dance, and to like explore. It's okay to like play and like tap into parts of yourself that feel really soft and mushy, even if it's just like, if it's not straight edge one way or another. So I think that's my favorite right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got the same. My answer to this is always the same. So I don't even want to go. My first tattoo was this one right here. My favorite tattoo is my mama.
Absolutely.
Yeah. She right here on my left side. I got a portrait of my mama right here.
Amen.
Right next to her is a lion. That's right.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's always Leo season. What's your birthday?
April. I'm an Aries.
Okay. What does that mean? What does that mean to you?
You know, for me, being an Aries is one of the tattoo I have on my chest.
That's the aim. They got the
that's Sag.
What's Sagittarius? What's Aries?
Aries is the ram.
Oh, you know what y'all are? Y'all some hard-headed Leos.
We are. We're hard-headed, but
y'all
like I think also
hard-headed
the
Leos.
beauty of being an Aries, at least for me and my placements, is like I create my own energy.
It's my birthday today.
In a way. Shut the front door.
Yeah, right now. It's Leo season. You didn't know it was Leo season?
You know, I'm still stuck in Aries season.
It's Leo season right now. Today's my birthday.
Every time there's a fire sign season, I'm kind of just like, okay, we're all sharing.
Today is my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
I'm so happy to meet you.
It's Leo season.
And to get to know you. Today on your birthday.
Oh, nothing but a G thing.
Oh, nothing but a G thing.
Nothing but a G thing. Hey, I tell everybody, it's not about me. It's about you, man. Like at the end of the day, like I like to shut up when we do these podcasts, because everybody is everybody. Your story is nothing like mine. We don't know what we don't know until we understand we didn't even know what we didn't know in the first place.
And that's very true. Because like I don't know. I think I've learned a lot about you and about just like everyone in this space today as well.
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel like every time we come here and we like see each other, there's just like always like learning that happens, and just like a community of sorts.
We be chilling.
So I appreciate it. Yeah, I know we be chilling. We be mad chilling.
Hey, and I want everybody to give it up for Kemi, man. As we do this, man, hey, thank y'all for tapping into Nothing But a G Thing. It's been a long day. Hey, Kemi, thank you.
Thank you.
This is an artist. Kemi is a doula. Kemi is somebody you're going to see outside. Kemi right now is going to do Last Sundays, and it's going to be a good time. Shout out to tomorrow. Shout out to 722. Stage 722. And shout out to, Last Sundays. Kemi, go see Kemi tonight.
Yes. I hope they go see me tonight.
Yeah. Give me your Instagram and shit. Give me that shit. All that shit.
My Instagram is Oshun Kemi, which is OSHUNKEMI _ Badu like Erica.
Okay. You ain't selling incense to your pussy and shit.
Oh no.
Hey, shout out Erica Badu, but she
okay. Shout out to Erica Badu.
Hey,
listen, if someone wants to buy an incense or some socks, or some underwear,
just something of your essence. She said I can sell them essence.
If you
of my essence.
want that, maybe. If the price is right. You know.
We're not on here selling. Bye. Talk to you in a minute.